What's good, old head family? It's your boy, Mr. Michaels.
What's up, MV, McDiva, Big Gwen, what's up, y'all?
Hey, Diva. I want to talk to you about something that gonna make you smile, might make you cry, might make you jump up out that seat. I see you still got the Outkast album up behind you. Yeah. When we was talking about that Outkast, man. Listen.
I could have put up the rest of them. I got enough to fill them all up.
But I'm gonna move you off of Outkast. And I'm gonna bring you into something a little bit more. Well, we're gonna talk about it, but I'm gonna start it without the introduction. I'm just popping it up on you.
I'm so curious. I don't know what's going on.
For those that don't know, this is Prince. How do you not know the signature?
Paisley Park.
Paisley Park.
Such an incredible song.
But I know this is one of your favorite songs. So we're going to play it for a little bit. Let them get a sample of it. And then I'm going to let you break it down. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to finish playing the rest of the song. We are going to actually play this song through. We're going to have to stop it. But I can't shortcut Prince. I'm sorry. If I'm going to play it, I got to play it.
Right.
But
I don't think anybody wants to shortcut Prince. Not any of them.
That's the point I want to make. Let's take a second before we finish this. And let's talk about the genius that is Prince, because I've heard people even to this day say, you know, Prince was all right. He was a good musician. But whenever a conversation you start having about Prince has a but on it, motherfucker, I do not respect you. I don't want to hear you. We done talking. There should not be no but on nothing.
Yeah, no. We can go and let that be what it is, because I'm not doing that with you. I mean, anybody who got a reason why they don't. I had one of the young cats, somebody younger, you know, this generation, maybe at the time he was like 19, 20. Excuse me. Yeah, he said to me, because they was playing the Prince song, and I said, which one? And he said, one of his biggest hits. Like that's possible for me to guess. And then when I start naming big hits, because I don't went backwards, and he was actually talking about what was it? Somebody, which that was a fabulous song.
It really was.
That wasn't nowhere near one of his biggest hits. Like, dude,
no.
What?
No.
That wasn't. I mean, but it was a young.
Somebody was actually.
He just thought that was where he started at. I don't know, but his mother failed him. Failed him completely. She could have just flushed that mother.
So to give credit, somebody is actually one of my favorite songs, but it's not because it was one of his biggest hits. It's because of the way how it was written, because of the content of the song.
Because he put it down and he explained the situation that you don't look at it like that till you hear the song. When people describe that feeling they have, you know what I mean? But we're not talking about that because that's a feeling.
You know what I really the one thing that, and before we finish this video, I'm gonna leave it to you to explain, because nobody can explain it like you can. I have my feelings, but we've had conversations in depth about Prince, and nobody can explain his genius the way you explain his genius, because people need to understand that this dude, he has no definition. Like, you can't describe Prince.
Exactly.
You can't package him. You can't put him into some bottle. Like, he is. There's a genre that's R&B. There's a genre that's soul. There's a genre that's hip hop. There's a genre that's rock and roll. There's a genre that's blues. And over here, there's a genre called Prince.
And for you know what, I want to go and do say this though, for anybody that's listening, stop trying to make a pick in comparison between him and Michael Jackson. They are two entire different entities. Nothing about them is the same. You can't compare them because they're nothing alike
at all.
And if you don't know that, then you shouldn't be trying to compare nobody to nobody anyway, because that's just an obvious thing. They are so unalike. And I hate it because people have been like, you're not going to get that because they're two different things. Like when they talk about,
because I hear that shit all the time.
When they say who's the better singer between Whitney and Mariah, well, they two different kind of singers. They have two different styles. You can't. Mariah, I love, but she can't fuck with Whitney because Whitney is pure. She's core. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Mariah sings through her nose, and she does a lot of whistle notes and up and down and doing this and that, and that's what makes her style her own. But she can't hold a candle to Whitney because Whitney just comes from the core. You know what I mean? That's adult voice right there. You know what I mean? It's not gimmick. Not saying Mariah can't sing because she can, but it's that gimmick shit. You know what I'm saying? You got to go here and there and everywhere to make it happen, and Whitney didn't have to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. She was the first person. Well, I mean, she was the first person since Minnie. Well, I can't even say that because Shantae Moore was pre-Mariah Carey, and Shantae Moore could do it. She just wasn't. She just, didn't have the hits in the beginning that Mariah had. But she was the first one that gained national recognition like that actually had could do anything.
You listen to Mariah Carey, and you would know because you know music. To people with those kind of ears that you listen to Mariah Carey when she comes out, she did Vision of Love. She was never, ever, ever that pure again.
No.
There's not a single song where she was ever that pure. This is what I'm giving you. Everything else had you know what I'm saying? Some up and down, squeaking, laughing. You know what I mean? All this shit coming from that nasal. But, I still like her. There's no shade. I'm just saying some things can't be compared. You just can't compare certain people to certain people.
You can always tell if you follow an artist and you know music, you can always tell when they are their authentic selves. And then you can tell at what point in their career of every artist, you can tell at what point the label said, that's what we going with.
Mm-hmm.
You can always, with every artist, you can tell when the label then grabbed hold of them. Because that's when you lose the authenticity of who they are. You could tell it with every artist.
When Mariah Carey started looking like a cute little fuzzy country girl, and all of a sudden she done bought some titties and now I got to be naked and oily with a fan blowing on every video. Yeah, you can tell when the company wins. You know what I mean? Because they turn into some different things, and that's what allowed. Okay, the company. This is really kind of off subject, but I'm gonna give you an example of what I'm talking about. Stephanie Mills never sold out. She never became the record company. And for that reason, right now, she can walk on a stage and start belting and doing the shit she do. They actually showed a concert Stephanie was doing in the middle, and the music went out. And Stephanie said, fuck it, put your hands up, and kept right on going.
Right.
And she was still jumping around, and she was still being her because she's always been her. This is what she was doing. She didn't change anything to get anywhere. But like with Mariah, now that she did, and now that you, goddamn it, on Crib talking about you always work out in stilettos and all this dumbass shit that somebody done created for you. Have you seen her on stage these days? Motherfuckers are just about having to carry her. That motherfucker can't walk. She's stiff as a goddamn board. She don't sing half the song. Because you know what? You let them talk you into doing all this shit that wasn't you. And now you went through the motions, but it wasn't naturally you. You can't do it no more. She's stiff as a board. She looked like somebody just, like she's a balloon animal. Just tight all over and can't walk. I'm like, what the fuck? But the music went out on her shit, and she stopped singing and kind of looked like, what's wrong? Where's it? They don't have the music. Got mad on stage. Like, bitch. But if you were genuine and you were who you were and you did shit the way that you know how to do it for yourself, that's how you can tell. That's what I said. Same thing about Kanye. He ain't stupid. He just didn't drink the juice. He wasn't playing the game. And so they was like, we're going to make this nigga look great. Put out the memo. Don't know what he talking about.
Diva.
Yeah.
Balloon
what had happened? What had happened? What did I say?
You said she looked like a balloon animal.
Yeah, just tight. Oh my God. You ain't
all
got
I
no
could hear when you said that, all I could hear was the balloon squeaking.
That's Mariah.
I'm finna finish playing your song.
Life won't be so bad. Burn on the seesaw, it's nothing for love. There's a colorless place in hearts. Mission is easy to say. You believe that come to this place in your heart. Paisley Park is in your see them not cry as you sit.
That guitar is singing in the background, ain't it?
Yeah.
That guitar.
Absolutely.
Hey, this dude could tell a story though, Diva. He could tell a story, and like when you could see you could see the picture when he's singing.
I love this song in particular because there's a whole bunch of people that don't know that Paisley Park was, like also his shit, but his compound was called that, and all of them lived with him.
Yeah.
His band, the Revolution, they lived with him. You know what I'm saying? And they all stayed there. Paisley Park was the compound. You know what I'm saying? He's basically singing about his house where him and his band stay together. The colorful people whose hair on one side is swept back. Come on, man. That was Lisa and Wendy and Doc and them.
Hey, Lisa,
With that
man,
same haircut he had his shit like, and all of them were there. And like he said, they just walking around in profound inner peace. Because
Yeah.
they ain't going.
yeah,
This is where we are together. Our world is good right up in here at this house, right? our world is good. Once we inside these gates, we good. We chilling in here. We ain't worried about shit. Oh my
yeah.
god.
And that reminds me of a conversation that I was having last night. I'm gonna talk to you about that conversation off camera because it's a personal conversation. But yeah, this in our right here, we got peace in here. Fuck what y'all doing out there.
Oh, you're right. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, real
That
talk.
part
I'm gonna let you.
is known for the face it attracts. This is
Yeah.
these people. Oh, everybody in this motherfucker look like me. We a family. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Cult
yeah,
like. We a family nonetheless, and we groove in this motherfucker. We fine
Right.
up in here. That's what the whole song is about. His fucking house.
yeah, yeah. It's about his circle.
Exactly. That's like one of the best odes to me and my niggas that I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
That and
Yeah.
DMX, the shit, my niggas.
Yeah.
Oh, we gotta
Well,
do DMX one day.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah,
shared-
yeah. Because
Oh, my niggas. Mm.
listen, when we get on DMX, I got some shit because that's my dude.
Yeah,
man.
I thought it was real bullshit that they had when they, and I granted, you know, COVID, the pandemic took us and had us doing some wonderful things. And the verses was really good to keep us distracted while we was in the house and separated and whatnot. But
Right.
at first thought, oh, this is a cool thing. Especially when they did like Erykah Badu and Jill Scott. I'm like, this is a straight up funk fest. You don't even,
Yeah,
this ain't
yeah.
even no verse. This is, man, I vibed out so hard to that it was just weird.
Yeah.
But how could you, right? That
Right.
made sense to me. Some of the things that they did, and one of them that really pissed me off was like, how can you do Snoop Dogg and DMX? They're not even the same.
Nah.
You can't compare
Nah.
them. You can't compare them because they're so different. Nothing about their styles are the same. The way they flow, the way they do their things. Snoop is a style. You could go all day long because DMX got, you know, those type of skills and he's that type of lyricist. So
Yeah.
I could rap a DMX song and it could still sound hard. Snoop is a style. You try to rap Snoop song, you just sound like a dummy trying to sound like Snoop because you can't do it.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Snoop is a whole entire package. He can't be in there. I could just say some shit DMX said and it's gonna come out hard because it's gonna be the shit was just hard what he said.
Right.
Right? Snoop saying shit and putting it together and it goes together and it's like the bomb because it's laid back like Snoop be laid back. He did it in the Snoop style. Come on now.
Yeah.
Can't
I felt
sell
like
it
that
without the style. There's a difference in
that
those
verse
two.
is
They made me
that
mad
verse
with
was
Bone
disrespectful
Thugs
to
and
both
6
of them.
Mafia because I'm like, dog. What in the fuck?
Yeah. That
Look
DMX and Snoop
at me.
verses was
Look at
disrespectful.
me. Look at me. Come on, man. And it just made me mad because it was so many country motherfuckers talking about they just mad because they know they won. Nigga, because they over here on some bullshit.
Yeah.
What the fuck? I was mad as hell because I'm like, this shit is stupid now. This ain't even, that was not a competition. There's no way in this world that 3-6 Mafia could outperform motherfucking Bone Thugs. You know it, I know it, the world knows it. The only people that don't know it are the motherfuckers. I'm glad you got pride in your city. At least they came out of Memphis at a time when motherfuckers wasn't getting famous in Memphis, and Memphis was like, let's kill them. At least they lived long enough to be able to be, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what's wrong. These young niggas are something else. You people be proud when people come from their city. These motherfuckers like, let's get them. Why?
I can't wait to read the comments after this.
Oh, they probably gonna wear my ass out. You bitch! Y'all talk about it like that. Oh
Hey,
God, I'm being funny because I love Southern people, man. And it's funny because whenever I'm in California, everybody roasts my ass about being country. Because I come here, my own girl Mickey was like, you rap like a school teacher. What the fuck? I still, I got my own Southern flair, but I get roasted on for enunciation here. And I go out there, them motherfuckers call me Saturday. And I had to ask my dumb ass, why that? What is that? And my nigga King said, because say Saturday. And I was like, you know what? Fuck you. I do say Saturday. It's okay. It's okay. Everybody says
man,
Saturday.
what? My face be hurting like a motherfucker by the time I get off here messing with you. Look, I'm gonna finish playing your song real quick.
I love Southern people though, so I'm just fucking with them. But motherfuckers from Memphis, boy, they talk like motherfuckers from Mississippi and New Orleans. You gotta catch a break.
That is where the big bad wolf come from.
So you don't forget.
Come to the park and play with us. There are 10 new rules. Baseball on the seasaw's laughing, but love is the call of this place in hearts. Baseball mission is easy to say. You can move that love to this place in your heart. Baseball is in you're the girl on the seasaw's laughing, but love is the call of this place in hearts. Baseball mission is easy to say. You can move that love to this place in your heart.
Before you dig into this song, I'm gonna tell you the thing that I was mesmerized by for the whole song. Of course, the lyrics. But I was listening to that guitar
In the back,
and
and
I
it
was
wanged the whole time.
the whole song. He used that song as a background. He actually was genius enough to turn his guitar into a background vocal
Exactly.
to harmonize with what he was saying. And then at the end, when the guitar became the focal point, he then turned his voice into an instrument to match the guitar. Like the way he was genius enough to, man.
And like I tell you, it's so many elements to the song that if you listen to all the parts in their unique places, you can listen to that song 5 times and hear 5 different songs. You can feel it 5 different ways. Every time you get that's one of the things that I don't know. I can't help but do it is to pick apart a song. So when people hear you know, they'll be like, they've been playing the same song, this and that in a row. I don't know. It might just look to somebody like I'm hooked on the song, but I am breaking that down. I'm hearing it a different way every time I hear it.
Yeah.
Pushing shit to the back, bringing shit to the front. You know what I mean? Because you can hear
Yeah.
something following the background vocals, especially if they have created it with an instrument.
Yeah.
Will have you in a whole other world listening to
Because
what's
I've heard
going on
that
in the
song.
back. Yeah,
I've heard
gazillion
that
times.
song several times. I'm a Prince fan, so I've heard that song several times. And listening to it with you right now is the first time that I ever noticed that guitar played through the whole song.
Yes, it's infinite. It's from the beginning to the end. It matters.
Yeah. Yeah.
It sits there and just goes with you. I'm
it was a
urging
background
everybody. I'm hoping that we got a lot of people that like the music and can do it for themselves or already know what I'm talking about. But pretty much anything I listen to, especially if it comes from an artist or a band or a group where I know the instruments are being played. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where it's not just a beat that was created in the background and all of this stuff. When I know somebody is actively playing instruments, make that song happen, it takes a whole nother spin. Yeah. Than just
yeah.
When they make a beat and have somebody singing over it.
But what we want to inspire people to do, especially when we be going through and we be listening to songs like this, we're trying to give them a different perspective on the song, because we want you to go back and listen to it and actually dig deeper than what you thought you heard. You know, we want you to go back into it and actually, okay, you heard the song before, but now go back and listen to it. You know what I'm saying? Because like you said, you can hear that song 10 times, you're going to hear it a different way every single time.
I'm telling you, because shit, even my boy, I get him because he like I'm listening to what was it, Thompson Twins, Hold Me Now, and I'm like, and then you got this, and then this right here, whoop, whoop, whoop. And I'm like, you hear that? And I'm doing all this stuff, and he's looking at me like, I don't know this song my whole life, and I ain't never heard that before.
Right.
Like this,
right.
I can't help it. That's how I hear shit. You know what I'm saying? We was blessed with that. I love that. I don't know where it came from, but especially me and my brother, just shit that we can hear that other people are like, I didn't even realize that. And I'm like, listen, it's that right there. And you hear it. I mean, shit, that shit is golden. That shit is golden.
And see,
I wish everybody could just hear it like I hear it.
I have a musical ear like that too. I will say that I think that yours is even deeper than mine. Where my infatuation, where my attention gets drawn to a lot of the times is I fall in love with the lyrics. I love the artistry of songwriting.
Oh,
so
yeah, that's a whole separate entity. I get that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think sometimes I have to go back and listen to a song multiple times, because the first time I hear a song, I'm listening to the words. Then I go back and I dive into the music.
I have to listen to whatever grabs me first. And usually, like Lauryn Hill, again, off the Love Jones soundtrack, The Sweetest Thing. Nigga, I heard that in my sleep. And no, I'm not even joking. It came on radio or something, you know, back, we was weird. We all slept with the radio on. Even we got grown. It took a while for me to stop doing that. But I heard it in my sleep. And when I got up, I was like, I've never heard that song before. I don't know what it was. I know it was Lauryn Hill. Imagine me walking into Cat's record store and different Sam Goodies and shit and saying, it went kind of like this. Yeah, I know it was Lauryn Hill. It's something about The Sweetest Thing. It won't. But again, the soundtrack wasn't popping yet. It wasn't around. So, you know, you can make a soundtrack. Now people will make a soundtrack now, and it's full of songs that already existed off of an album. This is when the soundtrack, they had people make a song for the soundtrack.
For the soundtrack, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So nobody knew what I was talking about. And I drove myself crazy trying to find this shit. And then the Love Jones soundtrack happened, and I was locked in for the duration of that CD. Yeah, that was a piece of work.
Yeah, Love Jones
was a piece of fucking work.
That is a piece of work. I'm still encouraging everybody to go get. Matter of fact, like I said in the last video, anytime we play some music or whatever, I'm going to always post a link to that music in the description box, so that way you guys can go and you can, you know, research and do if you want to purchase the song, or if you just want to be able to play it, you can do that also. But even though we didn't actually cover it in this video, I'm going to put the link to the Love Jones soundtrack in the description box too. So I'm telling you, do yourself a favor and go get this soundtrack.
If you
will
ever
not
want
be
to
disappointed.
be in something and the tone of it doesn't change, it's not like the Menace to Society soundtrack where you get calm and then you get kind of gangster and then you get a love song and then it doesn't switch. It's just an easy
it doesn't do
all
that.
the way through. It's absolutely beautiful. But it depends. When I hear a song, it depends on what catches me first. Sometimes it's the opening lyric. Sometimes it's the beat. More often than not, from the time it comes on, it's already got me. And then unless it's one of them things like John Legend, because John Legend gets me all the time because he makes me hear something that I can't quite put together or understand, and I get so invested in it that I'm like, I already know I'm gonna like it. So let me go on. I end up liking it because I have to put it together before I can decide if I like it, because I have to understand it. John Legend, pretty much, I would say he's probably one of the only few people that do me like that. I don't never know how I feel about his new shit until I done broke it down. But I know I'm gonna end up liking it. I always do. I just gotta put it together.
What's funny? You said that about John Legend because the last album he came out with, I played it because I'm a John Legend fan too. And I played it, and when I first played it, I hated the album. I ain't gonna lie. When I first played it, my first listen, I was like, "This is garbage." Like, I don't know what you did, but this is trash. And then I went back. Then I went back and played it again. Then I was like, "Oh, wait a minute." And then I played it again and was like, "Oh shit!" Now I'm like, "This album is banging."
John Legend has a way of forcing you to listen.
Yeah,
one way or the other, because every time he come on, I'm like, and because every song is so different than the last song, you gotta now start over getting used to some other shit. After I just started listening to Save Room, and now you got this. You know what I'm saying? He's funky though. I like him. I do. I like him. A lot of people be talking bad about him now because they like he just be screaming, but I like it. Sometimes but again, like I can't hear that.
But you know what though, Diva? Again, you got to remember where we came from. So you got a lot of people nowadays that they want the quick fix. They want to hear something that's gonna catch their attention and get them rocking a little bit. And many people don't have the brain or the bandwidth in their brain to go in and actually listen to like that song actually saying some shit.
Right. I can't really trip off of it, because this music ain't their thing. Like they might be passionate about something else. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And they get up into something the way we get into music, but it just ain't nothing better than that. For me, I got a lot of things good at it. Then I got the music, and I'm just like, this is when I just get to relish in somebody else's genius.
Yeah, it takes you. That's why I said we always talked about sharing the feeling.
That's a feeling, man.
Music, if you listen to it the right way, takes you someplace completely different. Like it doesn't matter what music you're listening to. If you listen to it the right way, it takes you off to a whole other world.
All of it can get you, right? Because, no doubt, I don't think there's a single motherfucker on the planet that can listen to the opening of Voyage to Atlantis and not go somewhere. I don't care if you like music or not. As soon as that comes on, Voyage to Atlantis, as soon as it comes on, I'm sure that everybody on Earth is just like, oh. You know what I'm saying? You sat there and let Ernie take you off of the earth, right?
Yeah.
And then the echo and all of that stuff. Okay, but at the same time, there's some stuff that people, because it's not that obvious in the beginning, like don't nobody just want to take the time to go into it. Listening to music is tedious sometimes.
What you said, it'll take,
especially when you're picking apart the parts.
What you just said a minute ago.
I can hear them explicitly in their own space while I'm listening to the song. Yeah. And once I verify them all and I notice them, that's when I go back and just focus them separately so I can catch every little piece of it.
Ooh. For the record is what you just said with a capital F. When you said it'll take you off the earth. Yeah.
It'll take you off the earth. ERFF.
Hey, so Diva, real quick, so we can go ahead and not keep them on this video for too long. I put up a song also. Now this particular song is different than yours. Yours was more of a spectrum. It gave us a lot of different things to listen to. The song that I chose, well, there's still, when you're dealing with Prince, you got a lot of shit to listen to anyway, because you got to listen to the vocals and the harmonies and all that other kind of stuff. But I chose this song specifically because I'm into storytelling. And this song was written about love at a time when I didn't really even know what love was. But when I heard this song, I wanted to go find me a motherfucker to fall in love with. like for real. like okay, I don't know what I'm looking for, but I'm going to find this.
Yeah, there's certain things that get you that way.
Yeah. So the songwriting was the reason why I chose this song. And for all the niggas, I get tired of hearing that Prince was strange. Prince was different. He didn't make songs for us. And I'm like, man.
Who said that? You don't actually heard somebody say that? I don't know.
I have actually heard people that say, yeah, he made, some of his shit was banging, but most of his shit was strange. It wasn't for us.
Oh.
I've actually heard that. Yeah, I know. Look, you want to no.
I don't think I've ever heard anybody say that. Not even but then I didn't fail my children, so even my kids understand because I did not fail mine.
Yeah. Well, no, I haven't heard it from any, but just regular.
But I don't think I've ever heard anybody speak of him that way. I would probably be devastated. That would be a clutch of pearls. I mean, I might actually have to smack a motherfucker.
I would love it though, for you to give you the opportunity to use that. No.
You know how serious it was. No.
I'm gonna go ahead and play my song real quick. Listen to the words, y'all.
The brightest star appeals to your sex.
Oh wow.
Before we do anything, let me just talk to you. When two are in love, they'll whisper secrets only they two can hear. When two are in love, when two are in love, the stomachs will pound every time the other comes near. When two are in love, when two are in love, falling leaves will appear to them like slow motion rain. Slow motion. When two are in love, the speed of their hips can be faster than a runaway train.
Hold on. First, y'all do know that all of them background vocals and melody is him. That's all his voice. That's all his voice. Man, he said, when two are in love, the speed of your hips can be faster than a runaway train. Boy, why you? Hey, you look like you got lost right there.
Yeah, man, I didn't know what was coming. Yeah, that's the one right there. I know one person that's gonna love the shit out of this show. Easy.
I'm gonna go ahead and finish it, cause go ahead.
Go ahead. That's that one right there, man.
Come bathe with me.
Hold on, sorry. For those, I gotta always point out the little stuff like that because y'all gonna miss it if you ain't paying no attention. Because that was a creative writer's way to talk about how he just made her have an orgasm.
Right, exactly.
For those that don't realize, he
That's exactly
he goes from the speed of the hips can be faster than a runaway train. And then he goes from train to drip, drop, water, 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 come bathe with me. Like, but y'all got to really know words to understand
That
that.
was like the sexiest shit in the world right there. That was
Right.
some sexy ass shit. Of course, he was a sexy motherfucker.
And we will go on.
Drown each other in each other's emotion. Bathe with me. Let's cover each other with human motion. Bathe with me. Ooh, let me touch your body till
What perfume and lotion?
emotion. Bathe with me. Let's kiss with one synonymous notion. Nothing's forbidden and nothing's taboo. Nothing's taboo. The two are in love.
Indeed.
Hey, I told you after I heard this, I was on a mission. I was gonna find me a motherfucker.
Let me see what it feels like. Let me try
Right,
that.
right. I wanted to find somebody to fall in love with.
That's how it do. I mean, hey, she's captivating.
Yeah.
The body chill, the mere contemplation, the penetration, the lonely act, the actual act. The two are in love. Thought of his tongue is deep under. In his mind, his thought, it leads the pack. Come bathe with me. Let's drown each other in each other's emotion. Bathe with me. Let's cover each other with human motion. Bathe with me. Ooh, let me touch your body till your rivers and ocean. Bathe with me. Let's kiss with one synonymous notion. And nothing's forbidden, nothing's taboo. Nothing's taboo. The two are in love. In love.
Can you hear me?
Hey, you lost, but I just wanted to give you a chance to get your composure before you start the talking part, because I think you're gonna be gone after that.
I mean, sing me a song about fucking without singing me a song about fucking. Making
And we're gonna
love.
talk about that.
Making
We're
love.
gonna talk about that. I'm
Real
gonna let
shit.
these last couple of seconds play out, but we're gonna cover that. We're gonna talk about that because they don't know.
Can I just say that nobody does the talking and shit like Prince to where it's just so fucking erotic. You know what I'm saying? I don't think nobody does it as well as he does it, even if they say a little something on there before the song. Like Bobby DeBarge had his own brand of talking before a song,
Yeah.
but the shit he does when he's explaining something and how he, like, nobody does that like Prince. You listen to a song, you be like, I don't want to hear that, you know, while I'm in here with somebody. It's like the best thing to hear while you in here with somebody. You know what I'm saying? It's just crazy.
To your point.
Like,
To your
it's like
point, I
Jay-Z
think
and
the
Andre
closest.
3000 with their ad libs.
Yeah. So, but to your point though, I'm gonna tell you one time, because I have to agree with you. Now, I'm not gonna sit up here and call him erotic and all that other kind of shit, because that just don't sit right coming up out my throat like that. But there was one but there was one time that I heard talking over a song that made me feel that same way. And I had to give props to where when Janet did Funny How Time Flies.
Oh God.
When Janet did that, I was like shit.
But Funny How Time Flies, that was a sexy ass fucking song.
Man. And when she did the little French talking at the end and the little sexy voice and all that, man, it was a wrap. It was a wrap. I'm just saying. But back to Prince for the moment. People gonna listen to that song, and that, again, we talk about breaking it down. At first listen, you're going to think that he's talking about being in love with a woman with sexual innuendo in the song. You're not going to understand that the whole fucking song is about making love. He's not talking about being in love with somebody. He's talking about being inside of somebody.
Exactly. The entire song is about, it's saying this is what happens when two are in love. Not that, yeah, I'm in love with her, so that is saying that when you get in there, it ain't no limit. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing taboo. It ain't nothing we can't do. That's basically just saying this whole song is just this how I be fucking old girl. Shit, we get it in. It's not.
Yeah, when he's saying
it's not even about the girl. It's about the thing that happens when you get with the girl or the person.
Even when they're back to the very beginning. Back to the very beginning, the first line of the song, when two are, he's calling inside her. He calling your stuff love. And he's saying when two are in the middle of making love, that's when two are in love. Right. They whisper secrets only they two can hear. Talking about whispering in each other's ear and all that other. The whole song is about the act of making love.
What happens when you get in?
When you getting it in. But the reason that song is so genius is because he can sing and make that whole song, and you will dedicate that to somebody as a love song. Because he has such a smooth way with the words that you won't even realize unless you dig into it that he's talking about fucking.
And he never said pussy.
Nope. Never said none of that.
He never talked about that gangly thing in the back of him. And most important, see, you got to point stuff out like that because everybody is like, well, you can be graphic. People talk about they talked about stuff like that in your day, and I'm like, I'm sure they did, but nobody just said it like that. So if my 5-year-old grandchild is walking around singing She-Bop, I'm gonna notice she just liked the way the song sounds. She has no idea that child is jacking off, but I'm gonna smack in her mouth if she come through here and tell me to get a mop and a bucket for the wet ass pussy. Can't do that.
Yeah. But you know what? Again, and maybe it's just me, so I gotta understand, and I know it's you too, but I gotta understand that if that's not your thing, that's okay. You know what I'm saying? But coming from a songwriter, when I listen to music, and we could be talking about the same shit, they both talking about fucking. But coming from the songwriter's mind, I want to hear how creative you can get with talking about fuck. How many ways can you say talking about fucking before you just get lazy and say let's fuck?
Right.
Because that's what I'm listening to. When I'm listening to when I'm listening to music now, all I'm hearing is let's fuck. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing about me. There's nothing about me listening to your music now that's gonna make me have to say,
Because sometimes the people say, well, that's just because you done got older now. What I love about it is that I understood all of that even then before I was ever even fucking I understood love songs. I got what they were saying. That I knew what was going on before I even had any way to feel about somebody like that. You know what I'm saying? So
Right,
it trips me
right.
out because like I get it. That's why I said it's just not for me because
Yeah.
I think I'm in the same boat with you. Being able to say shit metaphorically and bring it to life so that it becomes the feeling you get when you talk about it in that way, it makes it a feeling. It makes it something that you can internalize. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I love that, but I just don't get it. I mean, I guess it was graphic because we did have some people that rap, you know, look, hey, we want some. But
Yeah, we had
in his
our
defense,
gimmicks. We had our gimmicks too.
that's all he was saying. He was trying to promote the bass. So he said shit that niggas wanted to hear over a bass line, and it worked.
Yeah.
You gotta get the
Yeah.
fucking
Hey,
rap.
again, I'm not that guy that's gonna take a shit on everything new. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because I understand that it's just not for us. But what I'm trying to introduce people to is the creativity. I'm trying to introduce them to like there is another way other than what you're listening to, you know,
Right.
nowadays. And then, for instance, just watching your reaction, listening to the Prince song when Two Are in Love.
Mm.
Now I know you're an old head, and I know you understood what he was talking about. But looking at your eyes closed, looking at your cheeks blush up, looking at all the little stuff that was going on, listening to that song, listening to you start to get antsy in your seat, like all that stuff that was happening. There's not a song that you're listening to now that's going to put you in that zone.
Mm-mm.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying about music being able.
Saying that because I know it's got to be something.
Okay, well, I won't say that there's nothing, but see, I won't say that there's nothing, but I will say the
You know that I literally have thousands of songs in my phone. You know that I do.
Yeah.
So all of it is old, but when it comes to it, most of the stuff that is newer stuff, that gets me like that it's not. It ain't nothing about no love or nothing. It's just
Yeah. I think music to me, this is the thing. This is what we're talking about with the music has to me to be classified real music. That you have your commercial stuff, you have all, and I can listen. I ain't gonna sit up in front. There's some of it I enjoy too. I enjoy listening to some of that little off the wall shit from time to time. I just have a different energy. But when I'm trying to go to a place, when I'm trying to get into a zone, like it's like there's a different feeling that comes from real music.
Mm-hmm. Because what I listen to when I'm working out, you know what I'm saying? When I'm in the gym or like if I'm at work, something like that, what I'm listening to, it could be anything. You don't, I mean, because I do like some of the new stuff, but it ain't just, I mean, it probably ain't no rap.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as the song goes.
But with that said, if you got some shit on your mind and you trying to just sit back in the cut by yourself and really get some reflection on, I guarantee you your records is going to be pre-2000. Whatever you putting on is going to be pre-2000.
Mm-hmm. But depending on who it is.
Who it is. Like I said, there's a lot of newer artists.
Okay. Floetry, Say Yes.
Oh, listen. The worst thing, listen, I'm sorry, and this is not on the line of Prince. But first of all, the Floicist, or however you say her name, like she is so undervalued. Like she made an album too after they separated. She made an album.
I have it.
Her whole fucking album is from beginning to end priceless. The worst thing that could have happened to Floetry was everybody looked at that light-skinned woman and was like, yeah, you. And they decided to talk her into getting the bigger head than what she already had.
Even though her chin is long like a sugar cone.
Yeah, the worst thing that they could have did was gassing her up because Floetry,
they worked so well together.
So well. And listen, the thing that got slept on was because of Marsha Ambrosia's voice, when they was together as Floetry, people never realized how good the Flow Assist voice was. You know what I'm saying? And then
I
when
mean,
she made
they
her
went their
solo
own way,
album,
but I rock them both. I still rock them both. But
yeah, you do. But what happened was when they went solo, the industry was not going to support a chocolate, a
and
chocolate bald head girl with a gap in her teeth.
They didn't really promote that at all. It took another lover of music to say to me, "Hey, you know that da 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 da." I didn't find out about it in mainstream and none of that stuff. I don't think I've even heard any of that, like on a radio, even on my satellite.
Yeah, but that album from beginning to end, her album was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It really was. But like I said, she was chocolate, she was bald headed, and she had a gap in her teeth. That didn't fit. They wasn't trying to promote that. we gonna stick with the light skinned girl.
Meanwhile, they said, Marsha, lose a few pounds. we gonna make you a star. We want the light skin. We don't want a fat one though. So I'm gonna need you to come off. You know what I'm saying? We go a little crack at the party. Let me quit playing because I don't know if that woman did drugs. That is a disclaimer. I refuse to say anything that might incriminate me.
What performance test?
And it might incriminate me.
I'm gonna have to put that on at some point so people can understand what the hell we talking about. Hey, listen, y'all. Hey, this been fun. I promise you, this isn't the only. If I can ever get her back on camera, I promise you, this isn't the only reaction that we're gonna do to Prince. Because Prince that's me and her agree on a lot of stuff. But the one thing that's definitely a common denominator is how much we love and cherish the legend and the artist that is Prince. And we're gonna dive into lots of Prince on this channel. So just might as well get ready for it. Because
from time to time, I'm finding it, I think it's just refreshing that we just go off the topic and everything so that it's just not a long, boring ass about some shit.
Yeah, for sure. So, hey, again, check the description box. There's going to be links to all the stuff that we featured in this, so that if you want to hear any of it or if you want to go buy it, you can do that. Thank you for joining us. Again, make sure that you like, share, subscribe, and we love y'all. To the next one.
All right, nigga. Peace out.